Good Vibes, Good Life, by Vex King. This summary is brought to you by Hook My Book. Stop trying to impress people. Instead, impress yourself, stretch yourself and test yourself. Be the best version of yourself that you can be. The author, Vex King, believes that self-love is the key to unlocking our greatness. Self-love is the balance between accepting yourself as you are while knowing you deserve better and then working towards it. He discusses the importance of practicing self-care, overcoming toxic energy, and prioritizing our well-being. He also discusses the benefits of meditation and building positive habits. Finally, he emphasizes the importance of trusting the universe and being a shining star for ourselves. The author has written this book to share his personal experiences and wisdom about living a greater life. He believes that every person has the potential to be great and that by becoming aware of our potential and breaking through our limitations, we can create a better world for all. Some people are comfortable with mediocrity. They avoid living a greater life, one that's beyond what most consider the norm. A greater life requires you to find your greatness. In simple terms, greatness is about becoming the greatest version of yourself. It's about breaking the imaginary boundaries that hold you captive in a life you believe you have to settle for and touching the realms of the unthinkable. The greatness mentality means living a life without limits, where there are infinite possibilities. For this reason, we cannot define where greatness begins or ends. We can only strive to become better. The law of vibration. The law of vibration states that thoughts and emotions create vibrations that can affect our physical world. This is often used to explain why people who are happy and positive tend to have positive outcomes, while people who are unhappy and negative tend to have negative outcomes. The law of vibration states that everything, including matter and energy, is made up of tiny vibrations. These vibrations determine the state of matter and energy, and our perceptions of reality are based on how closely we match these vibrations. If we want to change our reality, we need to change our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Good vibes are simply higher states of vibration. The term good is used to describe something desirable. Every time you label a past event as good or positive, you are referring to it in this way because it went as you'd hoped, or at least not as bad as it could have. This is because feeling good is one of the most powerful vibrations you can control. Thinking about what makes you feel good will help you manifest more of what you want, and, by extension, more good vibrations. Ultimately, self-love and raising the level of your vibration go hand in hand. When you make an effort to raise your vibration, you show yourself the love and care you deserve. You'll feel good and attract good. By taking positive actions and changing your mindset, you'll manifest greater things. By loving yourself, you'll live a life you love. You aim to raise your vibration so that you feel better. You can do this by changing your lifestyle habits, such as doing things that make you happy, or by practicing meditation. Surround yourself with people who are vibrating higher than you. Be around people who are feeling better than you are. Energy is contagious. The law of vibration states that we attract people who are vibrating on the same frequency as us. If we can begin to experience more positive emotions regularly as a result of other people, we'll attract even more positive people into our life, thus reinforcing the good vibes around us. Change your body language. When things are going wrong, it can be hard to smile. However, according to a 2003 study, if you fake a smile, you can trick your brain into thinking you're happy, by releasing feel-good hormones called endorphins. This can help to improve your mood. Some people get the wrong end of the stick and pretend to have some particular asset or talent to seek attention from others so that they can feel better about themselves. But if you simply act a particular way to enhance your confidence and feel better about where you're going, it becomes a useful technique. This imagined confidence will then gradually start to become genuine confidence, and the closer you get to it through matching vibrations, the more genuine it becomes. Take breaks. Taking breaks is important to help you relax and recharge. If you feel overwhelmed or stressed, try spending time alone to relax. If you're an introvert, it can be difficult to recharge in social situations. Taking breaks in nature can be helpful for both introverts and extroverts. It's also very powerful to spend some time in nature. In this day and age, it's increasingly difficult to navigate through life without technology. However, being out in nature can help to replenish and rejuvenate your entire being. A research study published in 1991 found that natural environments had recuperative effects by bringing about positive emotional states and encouraging psychological well-being. Stop gossiping. Gossiping is when people talk about other people behind their backs, usually intending to make themselves feel better. This lowers the vibration of everyone involved, often leading to hurt feelings and drama. It's often ego-based and motivated by the need to feel significant and loved, or to protect oneself from feeling inferior. There are better ways to spend your time than gossiping or involving yourself in dramas. Instead, try to focus on your own life and on trying to improve it. Time is precious and you should be investing it wisely by doing something constructive that will make your life greater. Eat nutritious food. The author explains how vibration affects our physical and emotional well-being. André Simon-Eaton, a French electromagnetism expert, discovered that each food has an electromagnetic power, vibration, that affects our health. He divided the food into 4 categories, based on the amount of vibration each food has. The first category, full of high-vibration foods, is good for our health, while the second, low-vibration foods, is bad for our health. The third, foods with very low vibrations, are neither good nor bad for our health but should be avoided because they have negative effects on our vibration. The fourth and final category, bad for our health, includes alcohol, which has a very low vibration and is harmful to our bodies. We should drink moderate amounts of alcohol, and make fresh, filtered water our primary source of fluid. Express gratitude. Being grateful for what we have in our life helps us to feel happier and more positive. It is also a way of showing appreciation for the good things in our life, rather than focusing on the bad. By counting our blessings every day, we can create a habit of feeling gratitude and happiness, which then attracts positive things into our lives. It's easy to say thanks without really meaning it. The key to showing gratitude is to feel thankful. Study your emotions. When you're feeling negative emotions, your dominant thoughts are usually associated with those emotions. These thoughts can often be destructive and lead to negative consequences, such as feeling lonely, feeling depressed, and low self-esteem. It's important to learn how to transform negative emotions into positive ones so that you can raise your vibration and achieve greater mental and physical health. To do this, you need to identify the emotions you're feeling, challenge the thoughts that are responsible for those emotions, and replace disempowering thoughts with empowering ones. You can do this by repeating the steps of this process over and over again, until the negative emotions become positive and you can handle them easily the next time they occur. Repetition is the key to mastery. People are more interested in their phones than in the world around them. This is causing problems in people's lives because they are not living in the present moment. They are not able to enjoy what they are doing because they are always worried about the future or the past. Now is the only time you have. Once your past is gone, it doesn't exist, no matter how many times you recreate it mentally. The future hasn't even arrived, but again, you keep taking yourself there mentally. Tomorrow comes disguised as today and some of us don't even notice. Nothing is more valuable than the present moment because you can never get it back. You may create a visual memory that you can retrace, but physically you cannot experience it again. Meditate. Meditation is a practice that people can do to calm their minds, improve their quality of life, and access their inner wisdom. It can be difficult to start, but with practice, it can be very helpful. To begin, you should assess your level of energy and find a quiet place to relax. You should also become conscious of your breathing and body. Next, you should become conscious of your surroundings and listen to the sounds around you. You can then move on to your thoughts and feelings. Finally, you can end the meditation by rating your vibration level and returning to your everyday life. Meditation breaks down the walls of our conditioned minds and allows us to become more authentic. As you meditate more often, you'll gain perspective on the restricting thoughts you've been playing over in your mind. Make yourself a priority. When it comes to relationships, it can be hard to balance putting yourself first with being kind to others. Sometimes it can be selfish to take advantage of someone, but it's also important to put yourself first. If you're constantly being hurt by someone, it's best to remove yourself from the situation. Ending a toxic relationship can be incredibly difficult. It's hard to break free from those close to you, even if they're hurting you. But once you remove those people from your life, you make way for a river of positivity to flow. You'll have time and space for introspection, healing, and growth, and like the plant, you too will become strong. We often excuse ourselves from being toxic by blaming our mood, not realizing that other people might be going through a tough time themselves. When we're annoyed or upset, we assume that everyone around us is not fine. This can bring other people down, which means that not only are you feeling hurt, but now someone else is, too. Even those who believe they're leading by example often forget to review their actions. For example, an Instagram user might post quotes and advice, but if other social media pages repost them without credit or remove the watermark, the user feels disappointed. In truth, the user does need to get over it once they refuse to do anything about it. The user has to focus on working selflessly and remind themselves that the most important thing for them is that a positive message is getting out there. A toxic relationship is one in which one partner is abusive or controlling. This partner may make the other feel insecure, and may try to control them. This can be very damaging to the one being abused, and can lead to feelings of low self-worth, negative emotions, and even physical illness. It is important to remember that you cannot change those who are not ready to change, and that your intuition will be a helpful guide in making decisions about your relationship. If you are in a toxic relationship, it is important to talk to someone about it. Your circle of friends can affect how you feel about yourself, and if those friends don't respect or support you, it can lead to you feeling worse about yourself. Some friends are only friends for a purpose, such as going to public events, and once you're no longer needed, they disappear from your life. If you feel like your friends aren't supportive or positive, it's probably time to change your circle of friends. Your family members are not always the best people for you. Sometimes they may not have the best intentions for you, and they may not understand your goals or aspirations. Sometimes it may be difficult to justify ending a relationship with your parents, for example, if they have done a lot for you throughout your life. Communication is key in these situations, as is trying to understand where your loved ones are coming from. Often, people have believed the things they do for many years, and it can be difficult to change these beliefs overnight. It is up to you to show your doubters that you are serious about what you want to do. If you don't prove that you are serious, you can't expect other people to be serious. People who try to please others often end up unhappy. It is important to remember that we should not focus on pleasing others, but instead, should focus on pleasing ourselves. Some negative people are allergic to positivity. Be so positive that they can't stand being near you. A person might choose to avoid a place if they know it is a murder site or if they know that the person they are going to the party with is verbally abusive. It is also common for people to become stuck in harmful workplaces, but it is possible to leave if you dare to do so. The person has no control over their salary, pay rises, promotions, or anything else about their job, even though they will continue to have the job. It can be difficult to leave a job, but the longer you stay, the more you sabotage your own life. Self-love is important because it helps you to be content with who you are. You don't need other people's approval to feel good about yourself. You should focus on taking care of yourself and meeting your own needs. Accept yourself. Most people feel insecure about their appearance. This is because the mainstream media often portrays people with conventionally attractive bodies as the perfect people. This makes it hard for people to feel good about their looks, especially if they don't look like the perfect person. However, you can only feel good about your appearance if you practice self-love. This means accepting yourself for who you are, no matter what. You don't have to compare yourself to other people, and you don't have to fix or improve your looks. You can be happy with the way you look, no matter what. Comparison can make us feel sad or insecure because it makes us think that we don't have enough or are not as good as others. We can also compare ourselves to others in our environment, such as our friends or family members. Social media can also contribute to comparison because it can make it seem like everything we see on social media is perfect. We assume success is about being famous, rich, and owning expensive things. But if you've pulled yourself out of a dark place, that's a great success in itself. Don't forget that you're winning each day. You don't give up and you make it through to the next. You have to pat yourself on the back every now and then. You've done things some people said you couldn't do. You've done things even you thought you couldn't do. Be proud of yourself. You fought hard to get where you are today. Acknowledging this will bring contentment and raise your vibration. Forgive yourself for the bad decisions you've made, for the times you lacked belief, for the times you hurt others and yourself. Forgive yourself for all the mistakes you've made. What matters most is that you're willing to move forward with a better mindset. Finally, remember, every single one of your thoughts is either helping you move forward in life or holding you back. Positive thinking is about favoring the one that moves you forward. And it's never too late to change your thoughts and reshape your beliefs to support, rather than hinder, yourself. End of the summary. Thanks for listening.